Okay, hello Cancer. This is your January reading. I'm sorry it's late. So what you're seeing now is our regular monthly reading. As you know, there are going to be 10 cards. This isn't going to take long, 10 to 12 minutes tops with this new format. And so I am aware that February is approaching, Valentine's Day is approaching. And many of you are like, well, what's the status? What is my love energy like? What am I heading into for the month of February? So yeah, that's what this is about. So I'm laying out your cards. I'm going to stop before that 10th outcome card is pulled. So consider this like a little short mini forecast of where you are right now in the middle of January, and sort of like a setup for what you can expect as you head into February. So just relax. I'm going to try to give you as clear a picture, considering that there are thousands of you Cancer people. So here goes. All right, so I'll be looking at my notes from time to time. The first thing I want to focus on is what is the energy of the relationship? What is your love energy like? What's going on in your relationships right now? You have this middle card, okay? I consider it for this particular spread the root card, and you have a 10 of Wands. And this is about being overwhelmed and stressed out. Lots of just really tired. You're wishing that certain things could be resolved. And look at the major arcana cards that are surrounding the 10 of Wands. You only have 2 of those cards. You have the Tower, which is about being blindsided, unexpected changes, having to start over. And then the Hierophant comes, the Pope. And this is a good thing, because when you have the chaos of the Tower and things go wrong, misunderstandings and arguments, news that you didn't expect, and a lot of you might be frustrated with your crushes or love interests or partners because they might be doing unexpected things. They might make certain decisions that will catch you off guard, like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation, I'm traveling, they're not taking you with them. Some of the things that are coming through my head as I look through those cards. Some of you in certain situations, your love interest might have said in regards to the Tower, oh, I need some space, let's take a break, that type of thing. So when the Hierophant comes along here, then you see a little bit of a moderating influence here that, let's try to get things back together. Let's try to recover. Let's try to have some understanding. So one interpretation of the Tower that I have so far in regards to relationships is this feeling that some of you from the past energies, those first 3 cards, might have been dealing with a lot of big misunderstandings or arguments, and there was a need to like, okay, let's talk this over, right? So you only have 2 major arcana cards, and so with the 10 of Wands, I'm getting this sense for some of you Cancers in your relationship, like, oh, God, why do I have to go through this? Why can't things ever be simple with this person? So your partners or love interests might be very frustrating right now. Okay, you might be like, I've had it up to here. So moving forward, so this first row, when you have a Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, it's about being fearless. It's about having courage and going straight into communication issues and addressing petty issues and problems that haven't been resolved. But you'll see that this Knight of Swords is moving away from the Tower and away from the Hierophant. And so when I look at that combination, I'm like, okay, so what is this Knight of Swords running away from? Why is this Knight of Swords taking a different direction? Why is the Knight of Swords running away from problems? So another issue that I'm starting to see is about avoidance. Some of you might be very frustrated with your love interest because there's avoidance. They've disappeared. They can't be, they're not returning texts, or they're elusive, and it's just very difficult to communicate with them. So that's what I'm seeing in the past energy. When we get here to the middle, you see this Ten of Wands in a sandwich with this Four of Pentacles. And for some reason, no matter how much I shuffle the cards, that Four of Pentacles has been showing up a lot. In the previous, it's shown up like in 3 other readings so far. And so this Four of Pentacles is about slow, things not changing, very slow. They're not progressing. They're coming to a standstill. So once again, it's right next to that Ten of Wands. Very understandable that some of you Cancers are under stress and like really fed up. And so you have this energy of the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of just having good times and partying, by the way. And it's interesting because you do have 3 Pentacles here. This is the dominant energy for you, Cancer. Earth can be a good thing. Pentacles represent Earth. But they're also very materialistic. Okay? So the Pentacles here, this Nine of Pentacles, lots of coins. This is usually the card of just, how can I say it? It's the card of just losing yourself, having a good time, not having a care in the world. And I feel like with this Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles surrounding the Ten of Wands, your partners or love interests are just very frustrating because one minute, they're like, no, I can't move forward in the relationship. I need space or whatever. And then, when you're with them, they're like, oh yeah, let's go out, let's have a good time. But they're not really interested in a lot of commitment. Okay? So this is usually a good card as far as prosperity and happiness and joy. But it can also be a very superficial energy because it's sort of like, as I said, just having a good time, not being focused or worried about anything, you're not thinking about what's going to happen the day after. You're just there in that moment. So when we head to the future, this is interesting. According to my notes, Six of Pentacles is helping out with this Two of Wands. So this combination of Wands and Pentacles is pretty interesting, fire and earth. And it's not whether the fire and earth is really compatible, but it feels like there's a little bit of generosity, someone spending time with you. And then you have a Two of Wands here. This is about the card of potential partnerships. Okay. Looking forward to a plan working out. You're setting your goals, you're making your mark. So yeah, I see a partnership here, but then we have that Five of Cups, and that's the only water we have in the spread. Regrets, feeling sorry, and that's, sometimes it can be a card of being depressed. Sometimes it can be focused on things that you've lost, but you're not focusing on the things that you have. And seeing that this water is your element. I feel like in the future, it's like, this is wonderful, but I want something more. I want this person to really commit to me. and you're not sure they're willing to do that. So when we pull that outcome card, be aware that your outcome card is going to be a Seven of Swords. Once again, this is a card some people get worried about because depending on the context of the cards and what cards are surrounding it or what cards came before it, that Seven of Swords could be about cheating, lying, keeping secrets. Sometimes it's a good card because it means keeping your own counsel, not telling everybody what you're doing. So my general impression with that Seven of Swords in the outcome is that your partner is pretty much still holding the cards close. They're not revealing too much, and sometimes it's difficult for you to make sense of what their intent is and what their actions are. They're keeping you guessing. So going into February, yes, it's still gonna be the guessing game, but I still feel that some of you, there's still contact, there's still going out, there's still good times. And then for some of you, you know, especially looking at what this Knight of Swords is doing along with that Seven of Swords, there could be someone with swords energy that you're attached to who's there one minute, gone the next. They're contradictory. They're never giving you a straight answer. And once again, that can be very frustrating. So just try to not overreact to anything. You're a water sign. It feels as if this person, as I said, is not only keeping you guessing, but for some of you Cancers, it's very hard to read this person and know what their true intent is. So just know that they're keeping their cards close to the vest, so to speak. They've got their poker face on, and they're not going to just come on out with it and tell you how they feel. So don't let that frustrate you. Keep yourself just at an emotional, find your chill level as far as your emotions, and you should be okay. All right. So thank you so much for being patient. Please don't kill me. February readings are coming up. I mean, like the beginning of my year was just so busy. Lots of things going on. And tonight there's a full moon, a blood moon. Looking forward to seeing that, raising my power. So yeah, just relax. And don't let people frustrate you. Keep yourself grounded. Everything will work out. So that was your reading. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate my clients and my subscribers. And just take note about my relationship energy readings. Until January 31st, they'll be $10. So this would be a great time if you're wondering what's going to be happening for you in February. This would be a great time to get a reading so that you can sort of get the bigger picture of what's happening for love around Valentine's Day. Take care. I'll see you in another week or so. And as always, I wish you love and light.